We welcome our listeners to the Friendly Cross European podcast. I'm Marion from France, and with me is Karoliina from Finland. We are the Outspoken Two, and we invite you to be your authentic self. In this episode, we are going to talk about our crookiest friendship, everything French related. You know? Tavelua, welcome, bienvenue, and let's go!
I'm so envious of your pronunciation of the word crookiest. For some reason, it doesn't fit in my Finnish mouth. How are you doing?
I'm fine, great. And how are you?
I'm okay. A little tired from work. I took 1100, 600 steps in 6 hours at work.
Wow.
And yeah. And I actually had a new podcast idea about stress management.
Oh.
Because I realized that I left for work 17 minutes later, kind of like late for the time I usually go for work. And I was still 8 minutes early for my shift after changing clothes and everything. And I was so happy with myself. I was so pleased that I could be 17 minutes late and I'm still on time at work.
Yeah, that's great. I'm not that kind of person. I wake up 15 minutes before I have to leave.
Oh my god, I get so anxious just hearing that. We had a discussion about this with my boyfriend because he's the kind of guy that goes out from the door and then the bus is like at the end of the street and he can see the bus and he's happy that he doesn't have to wait. And I'm the kind of person who has been at the bus station for 7 minutes before the bus is supposed to be there.
It depends. When I have something planned, I'm always like half an hour early. Like, I'm crazy. I'm the kind of crazy person where you arrive and you say, "You've been here long?" And I'm like, no, don't worry. Because I don't want the people to feel like I'm a crazy person who arrives an hour early. Sometimes because I'm like, I won't be late like that.
Oh my.
No, it's because my friends are the kind of friends who are late. That's why sometimes I'm super early when you compare to them.
Okay.
So I'm used to waiting.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
Okay. I'm the kind of friend who I try to be on time, and sometimes I'm 7 minutes late. And I forgive myself, but if I'm going to be late, I call beforehand that I'm going to be a little
Just
late.
tell you a little story on how early I am. The first time I came to see you in Finland, it was my first time taking the plane alone. I'm used to the plane, not alone and not in Europe. I'm a very privileged person, and most of my travel when I was under 18 was outside Europe. So
that's huge.
First time in Europe, and I was alone. And the times when you travel outside Europe or internationally, but Europe is kind of thing for traveling, it's very different. And I was super nervous. And no kidding, I tried to checking my luggage, and she looked at me with big round eyes and said to me, "But we're not taking luggages yet. It's too early for that flight." And I was like, oh, by how much? You're 1 hour early than the opening of the luggage things.
Oh my, yeah, that's early. How long? It has been so long since I have traveled, 2.5 years or something. I can't even remember. And 3 years since I took a plane. Around 3 years. I can't remember how much time in advance we have to go to the airport.
I'm used to 4 to 3 hours early, but when you travel in Europe, you don't have to be as much because there is no paperwork to do. So you can be later. So you can go to from between 2 and 1 hour, but 1 hour is like really short. I wouldn't recommend it.
Hmm.
3 hours is perfect. You're the first luggage in the fucking plane.
But isn't it the last luggage to be taken out?
No, it wasn't the last. And when I came out, I was also like, what the fuck is happening? Because I'm used to travel internationally. So I used to go through like customs and stuff.
Yeah,
And when I
yeah.
come out of the plane, I was like ready for shit to happen. And I just go to take my luggage, and then I walk out and I'm outside the fucking airport, and I'm like, I missed some step. And I was like, did I turn a wrong turn? What did I do wrong?
Yeah. And we have such a huge airport here in the 200,000 inhabitants city. Like the fifth biggest city in Finland.
Yeah, but the only way to go there is through Helsinki.
Yeah, of course.
With the plane. So you travel within the country, so they don't fucking care. I took the customs when I was in fucking Helsinki, and I was like, come on. And I was so fucking worried just because it was the first time coming. And I was like, she's not gonna pick me up. And I will be alone in Finland when I don't talk the fucking language. Oh my god, and you were there picking me up.
Yeah. I'm so reliable in that way. I was at the university, I was taking care of the exchange students, and I had a Mexican guy coming to Finland, and I had his keys to his apartment, and he didn't tell me which plane he's going to take when he's coming. I only knew the date. So I googled the airplanes and the possible routes that he had or he took. And I went to the airport and I had a sign with his name so that I can find him from the airport so that he can get to his apartment.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
But there were only 2 planes, so because it's not a huge airport.
But the guy didn't tell you?
No, I don't think he, like, I'm not sure if he knew that I had his keys, and he didn't answer my emails to him. So, he answered when he is coming, like the date. So I had to do some Sherlock Holmes type of things to find him.
Come on.
No, but I made some good friends, and it was very nice to take care of the exchange students. And actually, our university paid for it.
Okay,
So it was a very good part-time job.
Yeah. That's great.
And while we are at the subject of friendships, do you have some interesting stories to tell?
Oh, I have many. Like I said in many podcasts, I'm not the greatest friend, I think. But to be known, maybe my vision of me is biased because I'm always thinking I'm a piece of shit. So,
no.
yes,
Yeah.
you
Don't
know
talk about Marion like that.
I wish I couldn't. Yeah, so not a problem. I'm used to it. So yeah, I don't think I'm a greatest friend because I'm the type of friend who is centered on one person and one person only. This person becomes my entire world. I speak every day with them and I tell them everything. But I cannot have 2.
Yeah.
2 is too difficult for me.
So it's quality over quantity.
Yeah. So I have this one friend that I take care of whatever I have to do. No biggie. I can do everything. I can have friends outside of this particular friendship. Just don't ask me to call. I'm thinking of you. I won't call you.
And do you mean that if you have a boyfriend, your boyfriend is this friend for you, or do you have a friend on the side?
My boyfriend is that for me.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to make that clear because I also feel, especially now that we are living together, I get a lot of my social needs met from him.
Yeah, because I can tell him everything. He already knows much. And yeah, it's a different type of friendship for sure. And don't mistake me, I have friends that are not my boyfriends. You are speaking with the other one. At least one of them. No,
I am the other woman.
No, I
in
have
this
more friends.
relationship.
But the type of friendship that I'm used to and that I can give to people, many people don't like that. Like, I'm constantly talking to you. I won't leave you alone. And if I don't do that, I'm not speaking to you at all. I still love you and still care about you. If you need anything, I'll be there. If you want to talk, grab a drink, I'll be there. Don't ask me to engage. Like, so if you call me, I will speak to you for 5 hours. You know that. You tried that.
Yeah.
But I'm not the one calling.
And I have friends like that. I'm more like I have a very tight-knit group of friends. I might not see them even every month. I try to arrange it. And even if I don't, I call like a couple of my friends. We have long calls, phone calls. I arrange coffee dates with my friends. I want them to come over so that my boyfriend can cook for them. I don't cook. I have outsourced my nutrition completely.
That's a good idea. My boyfriend did that.
Yeah.
I'm the source of nutrition.
Yeah, it balances out. And in the past, I feel like I had the tendency to befriend the weirdest people. And in the most loving way, because you are welcome. And I would like to say I have befriended many people that weren't good for me at the time, but I learned a lot from them. And these are a couple of stories that I'm going to tell today. How to spot these kind of people, maybe. Or, yeah, if you have some people like this in your life, continue with caution, I would say.
I will say also, sometimes you just grow apart. Most of my personal stories where friendship didn't pan out. Sometimes the girl was like, oh my god, or the guys, oh my god, I have a friendship one. I just remembered. Okay, I'll tell about it later. But just saying that sometimes I'm gonna be able to form a sentence, I promise. Sometimes you can have a great friendship with someone, and then with time you just grow apart, and you can learn a lot from it. I have friendship that happen like that, and I'm not mad at the person. I'm not sure they're not mad at me, but who knows? We're not talking anymore. But it just grows apart. But sometimes you just like shun people out because you are like, oh my god, how did I not realize sooner how weird you were and how crazy of a person you are. You are bad for me.
But I think also I have this, or I had, I'm not sure if I do it anymore, but I was like naive and I was willing to give a chance to everyone. So I also have people in my life now that tell me sometimes like, this is not the person you want to spend time with. But I was willing to give a chance to these people, and that led me to very weird friendships also.
I'll let you start.
Okay. Let's start with one of my friends that I met at the university. She was studying chemistry with me. I'm not going to give her a name.
Yeah, that's not me. I didn't study chemistry. Want to be sure. I'm not the weird friend.
That would be an awkward episode if I were talking about you.
That is the
Yeah.
end of this podcast. We'll never hear about this again. Bye.
Yeah. And that's how it ended for those two. So I met this person. She was my age, and she was very talkative and outgoing and funny. And I think this was what drew me to her. Okay, it's also a part of Finnish culture that we don't have this small talk, so it's a little bit awkward to try and make friends. Because if you are not put in the same group by the teacher, for example, you never speak to your classmates. It's a taboo. You just never. And we formed a group with her and some other people at the first year of chemistry.
Can I just say, it's fucking weird that you don't speak to people you are not forced into speaking to.
Yeah, we don't have these introductions and small talk or something. Someone has to introduce you to the person you are talking with. I think like there are a couple of settings like at the bar where you can go and talk. Otherwise, you need an introduction. I would feel very awkward going to talk to some random person. That's
sorry, because that's how I introduce myself to you.
I know. I don't mind if someone does it to me, but that's just so weird.
I just came to see you and tell you that you're weird like one of my friends. Oh my god, how are we friends? Just imagine the interaction. She has been there for like 2 or 3 weeks. She is the only like...
And not talking to anyone.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anyone.
So you weren't talking to anyone. I saw her in class every day. And one day I was like, I want to talk to her. I'm gonna talk to her. And I just came in. I was like, sorry, you look like one of my friends. It's weird. And then we started talking.
You broke the ice, but yeah. I'm a Finnish girl. I don't break the ice. I am the ice. So I was friends with this girl and we partied a lot. That was our thing. We took some, not drugs, alcohol. And we were sitting at the center of an atom, seeing how the electrons are spinning around us and stuff like that. What chemistry students do. And I would drop everything for her. Like, she was one of my best friends. At some point, I was like listening to her talk, for example, after parties. And this is total brag, because we went to a lot of university parties. And I was used to 1 to 3 guys hitting on me at every party. When she talked to me, she was bragging about how many men approached her and wanted to flirt with her and stuff. And I'm like, whoa, I don't have that much interest in me and I'm pretty good looking.
You're very good looking. Don't undersell you.
Yeah, thank you. It actually, this morning, when I was doing my makeup to go to work, I asked my boyfriend if he wants to see me go from 9.5 to 10 plus. And in Finland, 10 is the best at school. So I rate myself as 9.5 without makeup.
Not wrong.
Not wrong. Anyway, this friend of mine had a very turbulent relationship with the guy, and he happened to take some classes with us. And one day, this guy was sitting behind us in class, and we had a nice chat. I would say it was like saying hello to your ex. I didn't sense anything romantic. He was just pleasantly talking to him. We had lunch with one other friend of ours that wasn't present. And my friend was talking that his ex-boyfriend was drooling over her, how he was watching his boobs, how she could sense that he wanted her.
Oh,
And
she was like that. Okay.
yeah, she was. I'm not sure if she believed it or if she was just talking shit, or if she like was convinced that that was the truth. But at that point, I realized that she is just. I don't want to say delusional, but like she's
Yes,
not
she was.
telling the truth. Yeah, and
It's difficult to say anything else. Like, if
yeah,
there is nothing.
yeah, and I understood a lot of her stories after that she had told
Oh.
me, how she talked about me, like that when we were cleaning my apartment, she came and helped me, and when she talked about it with others, she made it seem like I did nothing and she did everything and stuff like that. So she
Oh.
was like making herself look good in her own stories.
Oh.
And
Okay.
she was also the kind of person, when she had a problem, she would call and vent at me. And when I started to talk about my life, she said that she's tired and she doesn't want to talk and she would hang up.
Oh, that type of friend. Okay.
Yeah. And I realized after a while that I'm not like able to talk with her at all because she's talking about herself all the time. So the last time I asked her to come to coffee at my place, I decided that even if she starts a new story, I'm going to continue talking about what I was talking about. So she finishes a story and I start talking with her, and one sentence in, she starts a new story about herself. And we talked 15 minutes about two different subjects. She was talking about her thing, and I answered with the next sentence from my story. And after these 15 minutes, I was amused because I was doing it on purpose to see if she starts listening to me, and she wouldn't. So when she went home, I decided I don't want to be in a relationship with her anymore because she wouldn't shut up and listen.
Come on. Don't be a piece of shit. That's not difficult.
But it was so funny. So if you have a friend who is not listening to you, I suggest this experiment with you. And if you get to 15 minutes of talking about two different things, you are not a good match. You can move on from this friendship.
But sometimes people love to be just listeners, you know? But you have to be. No, if. You know what? A friendship needs to be reciprocal.
Yeah, it's a back and
Yeah,
forth.
you cannot.
Exactly. I can listen to you and you can listen to me, and then we can talk about one thing at a time.
Yeah.
It's not a movie about you all
Yeah.
the time. That's why I didn't want to be with her friend anymore, because I wasn't getting anything back and I was giving a lot, because that's also what I was doing in the past. Now I have better boundaries. I'm at the beach queen phase I have talked about earlier also. But what story did you remember?
There are multiple layers to this story.
Oh.
So, you know the guys because you were in school with them. It was not this guy because we met him after you left. So we were the guys that I was spending a lot of times, my crew, when I was in second year of physics, if I might say so. Yeah, my good friends of the class. We were at the end of the year. There was a party, and the before party. I don't know if you say that in English, but in France we have the party, on a le before, and l'after. So we have a pre-party, a party, and then an after party.
Yeah, we too. We have those two. Pre-party, party, after party. I guess we can say that in English as well. After party is a thing.
Yeah,
least.
but the before party, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's called that, but yeah. So we were doing a before at my house, and we were drinking some alcohol. And one of the guys who wasn't supposed to be at my party because he was supposed to be at another person party, came with another dude that I didn't know about. And it was like, okay, it's a fucking small apartment. But yeah, it was fun and game and everything. And after that, the guy just was there all the time.
What do you mean that he just come to your place?
He joined the group. Like,
oh, okay.
None of us
integrated.
Yes, completely. And everyone was like, yeah, okay, it's fine. We don't care. It was a bit weird, but fine. So, who cares? We all
weird is good.
Yeah. And the fact is that, because it matters, he said that he was gay. And, okay, good for you. I don't fucking care. And he started to say that he was into one of our friends. And the friend in question wasn't gay at all. And he tried
to hit on him.
Yeah, and it was kind of weird.
Poor thing.
And the fact is, he did that to multiple guys in the group, like trying to turn them.
He tried to hit on every
most of the
heterosexual guy in the group. Okay.
Yeah, one of
you
them.
have nice hobbies.
One of them at a party sucked him in the corridors of the residency.
Where are these parties and why aren't I invited?
No, it wasn't the party thing. It was gross because it was not the thing that we were supposed to do. And then they came back and the guy who sucked him was kind of weird and he had a fucking hickey and it was weird. And then he stopped seeing us. Like, he left the group after that. I think he was too embarrassed. And, like, I'm not sure he did it, like, with his full cognition. Because he was fucking drunk. So, that should have been a red flag for me. But, you know, I wasn't having a worry. Because I was not his type. And he never hit on me. And we were talking about guys. And I was like, okay, you're in my life now. You just appeared and then you're here. And we had 3 laundry machines at our campus. Yeah, I think they were free. Or they were super cheap, yeah. And supposedly, now that I know the type of guy that it is, he said to me that the one in his residency, because we were living on campus, on his residency were broken. And he could come do his laundries at my place. And
of course
like,
you said yes.
I just needed to badge him. And it was like, I'm gonna badge him. He lives like 3 minutes away from my washing machine to his apartment. And he said, oh, I can wait at your place. And I was like, okay. I'm a good friend, so I said, okay, I like being alone. I don't like you to be with me all the time. Like, I'm not that kind of person who has to have people all the time. I like being alone. And then, after I said yes the first time, he came to my house 3 times a week. How much laundry do you have? What the fuck is happening? And he was always there. And I was like, can you leave? And he started watching my Netflix show with me. And I was like, come on, I'm not your girlfriend. What's happening? He was always there, and sometimes I was like, just, please stop. I started saying that I wasn't available because I was like, come on, dude, just leave me alone for one fucking moment. He was calling me all day, texting me all day, and I was like, oh my god, leave me alone. I don't want to be your friend. But I'm a fucking sucker, so I stayed, and I stayed his friend and everything. And then all our friends left for another university because it was in the 3rd year. So we were only in the group of friends that he integrated.
Oh,
we were only the 2 survivors. And then he started to say that I needed to move into his residency so we could be closer.
What?
And then he started saying like, oh, we need to like go to the restaurant at least once a week together. And I was like, come on, dude, I'm a fucking student. where do you think I get the money? Come on. And yeah, I was like, it's too much for me. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's been a year that I'm handling things like this, and I'm like, it's too much. I fucking can't anymore. The guy, we were playing with all a group of friends and to go to the cinema. And then everyone canceled last minute. We were only 3 people coming. He came to my fucking job 5 hours early to watch me work before going to the fucking movies at the end of my shift. And I was like, you're insane. And he said to me, no, I'm not going to watch you work. I'm going to work on my homework. And I'm like, can you do that at your place? Why you came to a fucking supermarket to do that?
Yeah, that's weird. That's very weird.
Come on. It's a supermarket.
I don't have words. I'm shocked.
and the best part is, he didn't fucking come to the movies.
Excuse me?
After staying 5 hours at my fucking job, looking at me work and waving at me from the fucking cashier place, and I was like, come on. The guy said, oh, I forgot something. Just go, the 2 of you, and he left. He didn't even come to the fucking movies.
Oh, no. I have 5 hours to kill. I better go to the supermarket to watch my friend work. Oh no.
So after a while, I figured that actually, because one night he let it slip that actually he was kind of into girls as well. He was bi and not gay. And then it clicked, and it was like, oh gosh, he's trying. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't see it before. What's happening to me? And I figured it out. He was trying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, how do I not see him again? I don't want to be with him. And he was calling all the time, and I was like, what do I do? So I left the country.
Oh.
No.
Well, that's a solution.
No, I didn't left for this, but it happened that it coincided with the time that I left to study in Canada. So he cried and asked me not to leave. Just saying.
Oh, poor thing.
Actually, it's worse. It's not like just, oh, I'm gonna be sad. He tried his hardest to make me stay.
Oh, what did he do?
He tried to guilt me into staying. Like saying he was gonna be all alone if I left, that it was unfair. And I was like, come on, what? We're just like casual friends. You're not my best friend. You're nothing to me. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Have you heard from of him after you came back to France?
Yes, we seen each other once because he invited me, and I can't say no to anyone. I have a problem. So I went, and a friend of ours was there. So it was okay. We weren't alone. And for a matter of fact, like last week, he tried to contact me again and saying that we should see each other. And I didn't like, my life is fucking too chaotic to see new people. I have difficulty finding time for my friends. I'm not gonna add someone that I don't want to see. But I was like, how do I say it nicely? Because I don't want to hurt his feelings. So I waited 2 days to find the proper answer. And I said, oh, sorry, I'm too busy because I'm trying to buy a house and it's taking too much time. That is true. I didn't lie, but I don't want to see him because he's weird as fuck. And I just learned in this because I want to say what I've learned. I've learned that I'm way too much of an agreeable person. You can do pretty much anything to me. I'll be there.
Yeah, it takes time to learn to say no.
Yeah,
I can relate very much.
It's too difficult. You can ask me anything. I'll say yes. You want a kidney? Go ahead. Just serve yourself.
When can we operate? Rip inbox for all the requests for your kidneys. And this reminded me of one of my friends. He was a very good friend in high school. We actually went to first grade with him, but he moved, and it just happened that we went to the same high school, so we gravitated to the same friend group because we knew each other, sort of. And it became very apparent that he had a huge crush on me in high school. And he tried to date me. It wasn't too bad because he didn't say it directly. The only downside was that I couldn't turn him down because he didn't say it directly.
Oh, I have the same story. It's
Yeah.
magnificent.
And at some point in high school, he started calling me his wife, and I started calling him husband. And we had a lot of like jokes about this. And I would try to boss him and make him do as I say, and he would nag at me like a couple that has been long together for a long time and don't actually like each other. And we were, I was just joking. And at one point, he took me at McDonald's and we went to eat together. And at one point at the McDonald's, he said, "This is a very romantic place for a date." And it clicked in my head that he's on a date and I'm not. And I'm like, oh my God, how do I get out of this situation? And I pitied him so much because we weren't on the same page at all. And after high school, I broke up with, oh no, actually it was maybe 2 years after high school. So I was 19. He helped me move, like from one place to the next. And we were having tea. And he goes, "You know, we've had this joke about being married for 4 years or 5 years now. And I was thinking that we should get married this summer." And I'm there sitting
What the
like,
fuck?
oh my.
Sorry, but what?
And I'm like, excuse me, what? How do I get out of this situation? And he took out a calendar and he was watching dates from his calendar and was asking me which weekend of July are we getting married. I'm sitting there like, oh no, how do I get out from this situation?
Oh
This
my
is so
God.
bad.
I would want to run.
Yes, I politely declined. And that's the story of how I got proposed for the first time.
What a romantic thing to ask. When
Yeah.
are gonna get married?
Yeah, exactly. He was saying like, yeah, I think we should do it so that we can say to our friends that we are actually married. So it's almost cute, but
No,
it
it's
was
just
so fucking
cringe.
awkward. Yeah, it
It's
was
just
so
cringe.
cringy.
Oh my God.
What did you remember?
Oh. The story is same year, second year of my physics. Same crew. A guy started to just sit with us and in the classes. You know, it's like the big auditorium where, and we are not that much in physics. It's not a popular thing. So we're like 90, and it's like not a course that is mandatory. So many people didn't came. So we're like in small patches all around the auditorium. You're just with the people you like, and you make this little classroom like that, and everyone is like that. And if you have no friends, you sit in the front and you don't talk to anyone. So I was with my group, and at some point, a guy started to sit with us, and we were like, "Why is he here? It's not our friend." and he started to befriend the group. And for me, it became very apparent and very quickly that he was into me. For the other guys, it wasn't that clear and that seen at the beginning. So I was like, come on, I see you, guy, but you haven't asked anything, so I cannot tell you no. So I'm just there, and I'm like, eh. And just to be clear, one of the guys I was interested in this group. So it's kind of weird because the guy in question never interested in me. Still a friend, but not interested in me. And the other guy interested in me, so...
Yeah, a nice triangle.
Yes, the first guy wasn't interested in the third guy. In the second guy, though. So, yeah, I'm trying to kill a fucking thing that is flying. That's why you see me grabbing things.
Yeah.
You can't. She can. And
I have superpowers.
I was thinking I'm grabbing her for like 2 minutes. I'm saying that she must think that I am crazy. So the guy just started to hang with us all the time. And I'm like, I see you. You're weird as fuck. And he started to do stuff for me. Like when we didn't have classes together, he was waiting for me outside my classes.
Oh no.
And I was like, this is weird. One time, instead of waiting for the classes to be over just at the door like a fucking dog, he ran across campus to see what my grade was, because I was speaking on lunch that I didn't know my grade. None of us knew our grade, but they were put on the like board someplace in the university, but it was too far from where we were to just go in between the classes, but he didn't have the class. So we sprinted to see my grade, not the other one grade, just my grade. And then he came running at the end of my class to say me my grade, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
That's cute, but that's weird.
Yeah, it was unrequited, and I was like, come on, it's weird. And one time it was funny because with the friends of the group that knew that I wanted one of the friends, we were talking, and they said, you'll see at the end of the class, both of them will be waiting for you. We opened the door, and I have one guy each side of the door. I have one of the guys waiting, and I'm like,
oh, no.
Not bad, I want this one. You can leave. I don't want you. So, yeah. So he stayed like that for month. Like,
oh.
Yeah, month. It was like really all the time. And one day we were leaving, and I had my car to go home. And, you know, when you're at your car and you talk to someone, if you don't open the doors, you are okay to talk to the person until you feel that the conversation ended. If you start opening your doors and getting into your car, you want this conversation to end.
Yeah, you are going.
Yeah, the guy stayed 1 fucking hour with my door open and me trying to leave.
Oh no.
And he was saying like, we can go to the movies. And I was like, no, he wanted to see the James Bond one. And I was going to see it with my sister. So I was like, I don't want to see it twice. I don't need to. I'm not going to pay twice. And he was like, oh, I can pay you. And I was like, no, don't pay for my freaking movie ticket. Just, I don't want to be there. Leave me alone. He stayed for 1 hour trying to convince me to go fucking see James Bond with him.
Time well spent.
Yeah, great. And then he started asking if we could go grab drinks. And I was like, no. And at the beginning, I was trying to be nice and say, no, I have other things to do. At the end, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Come on, if I say no to every request to see you outside classes, I don't want to see you outside classes.
Yeah, so
I would
true.
make it work if I wanted to see you. Just stop. And then he stopped after asking me to come to New Year's with him. And I just said, no, I won't. And then
Oh,
he left. And and then we never see him again because he was with us just for that.
oh, well, yeah. I don't know, because it's so weird. Because if I'm interested in someone, I will tell him or her. And then, because when I'm interested in someone, I think that it's just easier to say it out loud, because then you can have the conversation if they are interested or not. And I'm potentially open to someone else if they are not interested.
Yeah.
It's so much easier.
You have to have the right state of mind because I'm not gonna lie, because I was into the friend, one of the friend of the group, and I made some machinations to try to get him, but I was not friends with the group just for that. And when it didn't happen, I stayed friends with him. Like from this group, he's still my
Yeah.
friend. 5, 6, 7 years later, like we are great friends today. And when it didn't happen, and when I saw that he wasn't into it, I just like, who cares? I'm not in love with the guy.
Yeah. It's easier that way. Because then you
Yeah.
can have the friendship. It doesn't have to end. Because I've had these guys also that are into me. And when I say that I'm not into them,
Oh, you never see them again.
yeah, they are like, okay, and then I'm not going to be your friend. They are like trying to extort you into a relationship so that you don't lose the friendship with him or them.
Yeah, but it's funny because they're trying to be friends with you just to sleep with you. They're not trying to be friends with you because they like you. You're not going great when you start a relationship like that.
I once was at a bar, a local pub, and a guy came to me and he asked me to show him my teeth.
Your teeth?
Yes.
What?
And
When you started the sentence, I was like saying, "Show you your teeth," and I was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, makes sense. Your teeth? That doesn't."
But he explained to me that it's very important to him that a woman has good teeth because he's just looking for a trophy wife who will do nice things with him. Then he started explaining how much money he's making in real estate, and I'm like standing there like, okay, I'm not impressed. I don't care how much money you make. And he kept harassing me the whole night. He asked me out 4 times in the span of 2 hours. And he was trying to get me to go home with him. And on the last time, he was being kicked out from the pub because he was like, he was harassing other customers and he was already so drunk that they wanted him out from there. And the bouncer is holding him and he's still coming to the table and he's saying, come with me, be my girlfriend, I'll give you €1 million a year to spending money. And I'm like, I have 100,000 euros a year anyway. I was at the end of my patience, and I told him that he has asked me, that was the fourth time, and I had told him no every time and go home. And he wasn't pleased with that.
Yeah, but I think that many guys who are like that have money believe that just because you have money, you don't have to like have a personality that we like.
He didn't. He was like so stiff, and it's like all appearance, and I'm the opposite of that.
Yeah, there are girls who like that.
Of course, he just has to find his match. I'm
Yeah,
sure there are women who are willing to do that, but I'm not one of them. With
me
my
neither.
perfect attractive, with my perfect attractive teeth, I'm still not coming.
Come on, you don't select a mate with your teeth. The only thing, sorry, it's gonna be a bit controversial, I guess, but the only thing I can think about that was the slave trade, where they chose people with their teeth. Like, if they have good teeth. I think it's horrible. We are not fucking livestock. Come on.
I don't know about this.
Oh, yeah, it was a thing.
I'm a happy and naive person without it.
Yeah. Sometimes I regret learning stuff. I think I would be an happier person if I didn't know how the world was screwed up.
Happy in my own bubble where only good positive thoughts exist.
There are people who live like that. They live in an alternate reality.
And I actually think that we can stop this episode here because I still have one story about the time I lived with a kleptomaniac, but it's going to be a long story.
Two-parters. We barely talked about friendship. We mostly talked about guys hitting on us by trying to be our friends.
And I still have stories about that as well.
Me too.
And I still didn't get to the question about cheating that I wanted to ask you in the beginning.
The answer at that question, but is gonna be a cliffhanger, is maybe. I think so. I have no proof.
Okay. I have been the part that was the person who cheated with the person without
I've
knowing.
been that as well. And
But I didn't know. I wouldn't touch a person who is in a relationship. I'm not that kind of a person. So we have some content for the next episode. How nice is that? Because we have
another fucking 2 parts.
Because we are always at the brink of not having the idea for the next episode. It's a I'm being very sarcastic. Yeah.
This is never gonna end.
Yeah. As long as we live our lives, we have stories to tell.
And the funny thing is, because we actually live a pretty normal life in between episodes, stuff happens, so it's an endless thing. So, that's all for this episode. Do you have anything else to add?
My teeth are amazing. Let's talk about my teeth more.
I want to see you trying to eat on a guy and be like, see my teeth? Good teeth. Do you want to marry me? Teeth. Good teeth.
Yes, exactly.
I'd be a good breeder. Teeth.
If nothing else works, my teeth work.
You know you can have money if you are not succeeding in love. You can at least have money with your teeth.
I can start a webcam where I'm just smiling with my teeth out.
You know, everything works.
Yeah, exactly. So come join my stream of my
OnlyFans. Do OnlyFans with
True.
a big, like inside the mouth and everything, like a camera. I think it would be amazing. Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. That's my 100,000 euros a year with my teeth.
So, after all of this, we invite you to follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. You can find us on any podcast platform. If you have any question or anything you would like to ask us or tell us, you can email us at the address theoutspoken2@gmail.com. Thank you all for listening to our bullshit. Catch you next time for the rest of this episode. Bye bye.
Yeah, hear you guys next week. Moi moi. Dun, dun, dun. In the next episode of the Outspoken Two, she wasn't getting any money from the Finnish government. And she needed to sort this money situation out, and I was paying for everything. All the rent and food and
I think
you know
there's
the
a
drill.
theme there.
There's a team, yeah. Now that I'm talking about it, I feel like that I have a pattern.
Yeah, I think as well. Because I think we made an entire season with you in each episode saying, I was paying for everything.
I'm just giving my money away.